Alright, hey guys. We doing a wrap up for the end of the year. This is the integrated science wrap up, basically doing a cover of everything that we learned. So we're doing it chapter by chapter out of this big old book. So the first chapter is called Intro to Science. That's chapter 1. And we're doing the sections of each chapter. So we just have to talk about like what we learned from that chapter and section. I love this song. Can you turn it up louder?
You're on the.
Copyright. Okay, it's all good. Yeah, copyright.
So the section 1.1 is called the nature of science, and I say that we always remember about talking about the cathode ray tube. And for 1.2, it's called the way science works. And I said this is a chapter that we were like talking about cryogenically freezing people. And so we looked it up on the computer and it was like really cool. We get the soul cluster. 1.3 was organizing data, and this is when we first learned like the scientific notation and how to write it and stuff. And then we're into chapter 2, which is chemistry. And so section 1.1 is classifying matter, and I used the quote for it that is, matter has anything that has mass and takes up space. And everybody's so intrigued by the everything we're doing, so they want to be in the video. Section 1.2 is properties of matter, and I don't remember anything from that chapter, so I just put I don't remember anything. Section 1.3 was changes of matter, and that's like when mixtures and compounds really started sticking, and that's what I got on this whole paper, so I need to open up the book and start just going through it. Okay. We stopped at 1.3. We talked about sweat, the changes of states of matter, so like liquid, solids, and gases. Section 3 for chapter 3. Pressure, like tire pressure. Don't want to lose tire pressure. We talk about buoyancy.
Alright, is this helping you remember stuff?
Some honey. I think we use molasses. I think we talked about molasses in this. Like the expression, like here is slow as molasses on a cold day or something like that. And now we got section 4, behavior gases. And there's a picture of a balloon with little atoms bouncing around in it.
Hey. Oh.
And it shows some pictures of pistons. Talks about tire pressure. It says that we can freeze the balloon. That's all from that chapter. It wasn't too exciting. How many chapters? 7? Alright, so now we're into atoms. And there are 3 sections in this one. So the first section is development of the atomic theory. And Democritus. No, come pick it up.
Throw it back at him when you're ready.
Oh, okay.
Why would you do that, you bully?
Alright, so...
Try to stick him in the eye.
Tried. He was too fast for me.
Sorry.
I'm almost out of room.
Alright, so first section, the development of atomic theory, Democritus. Talks more about the cathode ray tube, went more into depth about it. Talked about how you gotta stay hydrated. Had some muffins. Oh, because the atomic model, and it was like the blueberries represented some atoms or something like that. And it talks about like the different people that had different theories. And then I went in, the section 2 is the structure of atoms. And basically it's just pictures of like what different atoms are made up of. Talked about like MRIs, how they help people nowadays. It says the modern atomic theory, how it helps us out. Different energy levels. Neon signs. Except for that chapter. Kind of boring. Really boring, actually. Alright, chapter 5. 2 more to go after this. Chapter 5 is the periodic table, and has 3 sections to it. So, Mendeleev, that crazy guy. Mendeleev, 1869, published the first periodic table. So I need enough from this section. Gives just a nice picture of the periodic table. Oh, is that upside down? No, there you go. And then it says exploring the periodic table is the second section. And it says the role of electrons, how ions form, what lead, sulfur, silicon, copper, tellurium is good for. Families of elements, it gives us different families. So we have metals, non-metals. I think alloys are in here somewhere, but I'm not sure if I remember. I didn't. I got that wrong. Semiconductors, and that's it for that one. Another boring chapter. This book isn't too exciting. Alright, into chapter 6. And it has 4 sections. Are we done listening to music?
No.
First section, compounds and molecules, chemical bonds, good stuff. Oh, we had to do a lot about this. It was like with marshmallows and stuff. It was really sticky and gross.
I know, but that's only because I shifted it so you wouldn't see my pen.
Ionic and covalent bonds. They just love it so much.
That's all I got. I can move my little finger around. That's it. I could.
I think you weren't freaking out the camera's going, so. Ionic and covalent bonds. This tells us how bonds are formed, different types of bonds we see every day. Will you stop back there? Section 3 was compounds, names, and formulas. We have different compounds. Empirical formula shows some diamonds. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Just chapter 7 today.
Pocket chip?
What?
Just chapter 7. How many did you go to?
We're almost on 6.3.
Yeah, we're at 6.
Now we're at 6.4.
Is anybody done through chapter 7?
I'm about to be.
I'm almost done.
I'm doing it pretty fast. Because I just got done.
Wait,
Yep.
what chapter are you on, Tyler?
11-minute video.
We're supposed to do
Tyler,
What?
what chapter are you on?
Chapter 6, section 4.
7.2.
What?
Chapter 6, section 4. Organic and biochemical compounds. Says some gum. About different anes: methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, decane. Anes. The best. I don't think I got that the first time around, so just looking at that. On to chapter 7, the last one for today. has 4 sections as well. The nature of chemical reactions shows us the release of energy, formation of solids, formations of gases. Chemical equations is next. This is where we learn how to put atoms together and have inputs, outputs, reactions, stuff like that. Learn a little about photosynthesis, reaction types. Good, just give us a bunch of different reactions and how they're made. And those two are looking at the camera again. Stop. And the last one for today, it shows some moldy bread. It's reaction rates and equilibrium. It's a big word. Rockets, Play-Doh looking stuff. Some X-rays. Yeah, this is a boring section, so. Alright, well, that's it for these ones. That's chapters 1 through 7. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll cut it down. It won't be 13 minutes and 15 seconds. Good thing.